The 16th most common question asked by the non-Muslim regarding Islam is, why in Islam a woman inherits half of that of the male? If you see history, all the centuries before, women were not allowed to inherit in most of the religions and even in European law. It was only in 1800 and in the 19th century a woman was allowed to inherit or own property. Islam gave this right 1400 years ago. There are various verses in the Quran which talk about inheritance. Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse number 140. Surah Baqarah chapter number 2 verse number 280. In Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 7 to 9. Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 19. Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 33. Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 176. And Surah Ma'idah chapter 5 verse number 106 to 108. There are various verses Quran talks about inheritance. But the major verses of where it comes to division of inheritance is Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 11 and 12. Allah says in Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 11 and 12 that as for the inheritance of your children, the male gets a share twice the female. If only females, if two or more, they share in 2/3. If only one female, she gets half. And the verse continues. As for your parents, they get 1/6 if you have children. If there are no children, the mother gets 1/3. But if there are brothers and sisters, she gets 1/6. All this is after giving of the legacies and debts. That means when you divide the inheritance, first give your debt, give the debt of the person and any due that is there, and then divide the share. Verse number 12 continues of Surah Nisa chapter 4. As in what your wives leave for you, you get half the share if there are no children, and you get 1/4 the share if there are children. In what you leave for your wives, your wife gets 1/4 if there are no children, she gets 1/8 if there are children. And if more than one wife, they share in that 1/4 and 1/8. And if you have no ascendants and no descendants, your brothers and sister, they share. This is after giving of all the legacies and debts. Difficult to remember? No need of remembering everything. You can go home and check on your app, open the Quran, Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 11 and 12. I do agree in most of the cases the woman inherit double than that of the male counterpart. But there are cases in which they inherit equal. For example, the mother and father, if the children have children, the mother and father both inherit 1/6 if the child dies. And if the child had children, means if they have grandchildren alive. So mother and father from the children's inheritance each gets 1/6, that means male and female get equal. There are sometimes female get double. If a woman dies, leaving the husband, no children, and mother and father, husband gets half, father gets 1/3, father gets 1/6, mother gets 2/6, that is 1/3. If a woman who has no children dies, leaving behind the husband and parents, the husband gets half, father gets 1/6, mother gets 2/6 or 1/3, double. But I do agree, in most of the cases, the female gets double the share of the male. For example, the male gets double the share of the female. For example, the son gets double than that of the daughter. And the wife and the husband get double the share of the wife. If there are no children, husband gets half, wife gets 1/4. If there are children, husband gets 1/4, wife gets 1/8. In most of the cases it is double. What is the logical reason that Islam gives double inheritance to the male as compared to the female? The reason is As I mentioned earlier, in Islam, man is the bread earner. All the financial responsibility is laid on the shoulders of the man. The woman is free from financial obligations. Before a woman is married, it's the duty of the father and the brother to look after lodging, boarding, clothing, and all financial aspect. And after she's married, it's the duty of the husband and the son to look after lodging, boarding, clothing, all financial aspect. A woman need not work for her living. Willingly, if she optionally wants to do, that's a different case. But no one can force her to work. She is financially secured.